Here we go.
We are live. And DJ, since we're doing some drinking and preparation for our upcoming fantasy draft here, do you think today might be a good day to give away one of these loaded box t-shirts?
Nobody deserves one of these loaded boxes. It's like gold.
Well, we're going to do it anyways, and I'm going to explain who's going to win this, but let's just get loaded first, because this is the Loaded Box Podcast.
Ooh, that was a good one. Where we never finished first because we finished last.
Welcome to the Loaded Box Podcast. Ben Morgan, DJ Primo. You can't see him in screen because he's getting a coaster because he appreciates my table. But you'll notice something. We're looking live today. There's both of us on the same screen, no streaming. We'll see how it goes because we're at my house and the internet's ass. We waited like 5 minutes for this thing to get going. But here we are. But this is our 2021 NFL season predictions episode and our best over-under win total bets. We're going to be talking regular season stuff. We're going to be talking NFL MVP, playoffs, offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. But I talked first about giving away. We're not kissing. Again. I talked about giving away one of these shirts. So before we get started, it's going to be simple. In order to get qualified, all you have to do is listen to this episode, jot down DJ's Super Bowl winning prediction, jot down my Super Bowl winner prediction, and then message it to us, and then you'll get entered into the drawing. DM us, somehow get a hold of us, but don't comment under the tweet of this particular episode because then you're going to open the door for everyone else. So keep your answer to yourself, but it's super simple. So DJ, I noticed you didn't wear your shirt today.
Nope.
But we're giving yours away, so that's good. Yours is in the washing machine. So DJ, let's do this. Season predictions, one of our favorite episodes of the year. We'll be boozing. We're going to our fantasy draft after this. Listen to me this time, because last year I said let's start with the AFC East, and you jumped straight to the NFC East.
I do what I want.
So DJ, where do you want to start this year?
According to my sheet, let's start in the AFC North.
AFC North. All right, DJ. I've got the Baltimore Ravens winning this division with 13 wins. I got Brown. They're the 3 seed in the playoffs. I've got the Browns at 11 wins. They're also in the playoffs. I'm just spoiling it a little bit.
Okay.
I was really hard on the Steelers and the Bengals, though. I've got both of those with 5 wins. How does your division shake out? And then we'll break it down a bit.
So I've got Baltimore tied with the division, but they got the tiebreaker over Cleveland. Baltimore at 11-6 and Baltimore at 11-6 and Cleveland at 11-6, first and second. Pittsburgh, I have them not far behind at 10-7. They're 4, 6, and 7. I got 3 teams in the playoffs out of the AFC North.
Holy shit!
And then the Bengals, I thought I was higher on them because I love Joe Burrow. But their defense still sucks. Offensive line has improved, but it's not to that point. And I think Joe Burrow might be a little bit scared now after he died last year. I got them coming at 3-14 at the basement.
I should have said that we in the basement. I should have said this before I started. When we do these season predictions, we literally go game by game through the NFL schedule. So there's a lot of times where I look at a team and what I had for them for like a win-loss record, and I said there's no possible way that they'll be that bad. But we kind of improvise from there. So, like I said, I've got the Ravens at 13-4. That's the 3 seed in the playoffs. What seed did you have them? So you have them tied, but what seed did the Ravens get?
I had them at the 4 seed because they're the division winner, but the lowest record.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny because I look back to when we did our season predictions before, like right after the draft. I had the Ravens going like 15-2. So I kind of toned that back a little bit.
Psychopath.
And I do like the Browns in this division. There's still some people that believe in the Steelers. I thought the Steelers were one team I was a little bit too hard on, though, going into like the game by games. There's something about them. And you know what I think it is? We have our bet.
Yeah, it's definitely it.
And I'm betting against DJ in like literally every Steelers game. And I think that I hold that against them. Yeah,
100%. But we're talking about a team with 3 very talented wide receivers.
Yeah.
Najee Harris, who you love because he's out of Alabama, and a solid defense that gets to the pass rusher, so they keep him in the game. They went 11-0. They were most overrated 11-0 team. They're maybe make the playoffs, but not going to go far. They're still Ben Roethlisberger team who's going to end up hurting them in the end, but they're still above 500 team, I believe.
Do you have any of the teams from the AFC North as one of your win total over-unders that you would recommend people actually putting money on?
I do. I was surprised because, like I said, I love Joe Burrow and the Bengals. I have them at 3 wins. The over-under total is 6.5.
Oof.
Okay, I was just going through the schedule and it seemed like a gauntlet as I was clicking through it, and I just didn't have them winning games. Bias me wanted to just give them wins.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. And I just went through it, and at the end, I'm like, 3 wins I've got. But it makes sense. They're just not there yet. I mean, Burrow's the guy, but I think he has like a 1-year area where he needs to like fully mentally recover from that injury.
Right, for sure.
And that defense still has a lot of fucking work to do.
One last thing about the North. Do you think the Bengals are having buyer's remorse on Jamar Chase and passing on Penei Sewell?
No. I mean, no. I think Jamar Chase is going to be just fine.
What do you have this preseason? 5 targets, 1 catch, 4 drops?
Yeah, I mean, 5 drops I thought it was. But, yeah, he'll be fine. It's like if that's the one thing I have to get over with the wide receiver, which he actually has been in trouble separating too. I think that's a number 2 issue.
Right.
But he's just got to get confidence, and he's playing with this guy, so he'll get there. It's just he had a whole fucking year off. He'll be back.
Fair enough. So should we go to the AFC South?
According to my tits, yes.
Okay, DJ's tits have spoken. So in the South, I have one team making the playoffs, and that is the Tennessee Titans. They ended up getting 12 wins for me. Good enough for the 4th seed in the East. And quite honestly, I have the rest of this division being a bit irrelevant. There's some people that still like the Colts, and I think it's because of their defense. I think in today's NFL, the defense is only going to get you so far, especially when you have Carson Wentz, who's already been hurt once. He's already a bit turnover prone. It's his first year with a new team. So I wasn't buying into them at all. I've got them at 8 and 9. And then I got the Jags going through some rookie growing pains with Lawrence at 3 and 14.
Wow.
I didn't want to.
We are very close on our division predictions.
Well, I'm cheating. We're going to be spot on in this next one because I'm not proud of this. It's not going to happen. I couldn't give the Texans a win. In my game by game, I had them going 0 and 17. And here it is. They have a decent chance of starting the season 1-0 because they play the Jags.
Yeah, and I think they play like the Bengals somewhere in there too. So they can win some. There is a couple of winnable games. I mean, I can talk about it, but that organization is a fucking disaster
right now, for sure.
And I don't even know if anybody wants to play for them. Honestly, they've abandoned all of their black players. I mean, that's what it comes down to is what they've done. And it's like, how do you want to play for this football team? I'm actually surprised they're playing football this year at all.
Here's the question.
They could be the first team to ever be a brand new expansion and disbanded team from the NFL. Like we get a 31 in the middle of this year.
So here's where the betting is going to come into play even a little bit more because we both have the Texans going 0 and 17, and I cheated again, and I noticed that neither of us have them as a team that we would bet the under on. Is that just because the total's so damn low? I think it's at 4.
Is it 4? I thought it was like 1.5. It was like
it's not 1.5. It should be.
I thought it was really low. I should have brought bookie.
I know for a fact that it's 4 the last time I checked because I was like, how do I not do it? Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, you get the Jags twice.
Here's the thing, thyroid.
Maybe.
Thyroid Taylor.
Yeah, I thought you weren't even the VP of the president.
That's my quarterback. Yeah, I've moved on to bigger and better.
I do have one team in this division that I'm going to make.
I haven't given away my records yet.
Oh, go ahead.
So we basically have the exact same ones. He said it. 12 and 5 for the Titans, only team in the playoffs. I have Indianapolis at 9 and 8. He has them at 8 and 9. The only reason I have that there, like you said, defense. I've always said this every year. If you have a good enough defense, they're going to keep you in games, and you're going to end up around 500. Right? I think that lots of times with the Bears, they've proven that over and over again. Jacksonville 3 and 14, exact same.
Yep.
And Houston 0 and 17, exact same. We literally just one game that I picked them to win and you picked them to lose. So
reading my diary again.
Yeah, and I don't have any over/under predictions on this division at all.
I do, and it's one of my favorite ones of any team this year. I would say, let me do a quick scan real quick. This is my number 1. If you're going to bet one team's over/under, smash the Titans.
Yeah.
Over 9.5 wins. Come on. I'm at 12, and I felt like I was trying to be hard on Tennessee to make sure that I loved this bet.
I have them with 1 division loss, and that's to the Colts at Indianapolis.
The defense can't get worse, right? They're going to be better.
Yeah.
Henry's still going to be a monster. And Tannehill's probably going to be even better with Julio Jones.
Tannehill.
Tyler.
Old Tyler.
Over 9.5 wins. I think you got to bet like 160 to win 100, but I would bet 760 and win whatever that does. It's guaranteed. I'm not saying guaranteed.
It's guaranteed,
it's a
baby.
high recommendation.
We're fucking guaranteed. It's like you're the biggest Titans fan all of a sudden. Like you're finally jumping on my boat. You're always too late, and I'm always ahead of the game. sucks for you.
Yeah, it is. But so, yeah, I've got one team in the playoffs there. That means you probably do as well.
Yep, 3 seed.
3 seed. I've got the 4 seed. DJ, where does your website take us to next?
East.
The East. I'll let you kick this one off because I'm assuming we probably have the same winner.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you got?
I got Buffalo as the number 2 seed in the AFC with a 14-3 record. They're fucking good, and Josh Allen's better than we predicted. We're both wrong on Josh Allen.
Hardcore wrong.
Facts. I fucking eat that, and I'm fine with it. I like Josh Allen.
I'm hungry too.
I'm fine with being. I'm starving. I got New England really improving this year. Their whole entire defense was gone last year. Everybody forgets that. They're getting all these guys back. I think Matt Jones is legitimately pretty good. They're going to figure out – Belichick's going to figure out how to win some games with them. Not a playoff team. I have them at 10-7. I have Miami right behind them at 9-8. And then the basement I have the New York Jets at 3-14. Although I like Zach Wilson, but, I mean, it's a lot – there's so much to rebuild on that team that it's not going to – it's going to be rough right away. It always is.
Is Buffalo your 1 or 2 in the AFC?
2 seed.
Okay, they are also my 2 seed. I've got them.
Oh, I wonder who could be the number 1.
The Dolphins?
Yeah. No, I mean the number 1 seed.
I know.
Yeah.
I got the Bills at the 2 seed going 13-4. I have the Dolphins actually sneaking into the playoffs
of course
at the 7 seed. Dude, I was
Did they make the playoffs last year?
No, but they had 10 wins.
I forgot about that. Shit.
Okay, so they had 10 wins last year. I've got them going 11-6 this year. Is that much of a jump? Is that really a criminal thing for me to do?
Yeah, because they downgraded at quarterback. Now Tua has to start every game and not get benched halfway through.
Unbelievable. I should change this and make them go 17-0 real quick here.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've got the Patriots just missing the playoffs at 10-7, and I also have the Jets doing the whole rookie quarterback thing. They're not all too – I mean, obviously they want to win games, but that can't be the end-all, be-all. Rookie head coach, rookie starting quarterback. What you want to do is you just want to build shit.
Solid, right?
Yeah, you want flashes. You want to know that Zach Wilson is your guy. That's what you want. You want him to be like the Herbert thing. Was there pressure on the Chargers to win games last year? Not really.
No.
You just wanted him to ball out and see what happened.
He was fucking good, too.
Second best rookie quarterback last year.
Yeah, Joe Burrow is actually the best. He got hurt.
I don't think there's any debate between the Bills and anyone else in this division.
Yeah,
I think it's a Bills, not in necessarily a runaway, but it feels fairly guaranteed.
Solid defense. Stephon Diggs is – I don't know how this – I mean, obviously they have Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen now, but Stephon Diggs was just a gift that we didn't realize. I mean, we knew he was good, but we didn't think he was going to be what he was last year. Now he's like a top 7 fantasy wide receiver at this point. It's fucking unbelievable.
And they've done nothing but load up. Like they drafted a bunch more edge rushers in the draft. Obviously, I think
they got Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel Sanders. Gabe Davis is in year 2. They still have Cole Beasley.
Questionable.
Bunch of running backs that we haven't even seen tap into their potential.
I don't even know who's going to play running back.
Both of us like their running backs, but we don't love them.
Yeah, I don't.
You know how I am, though, with running backs. In today's NFL, Singletary and Moss are fine. I hate people that fret over the running back.
I don't think that's the problem. I think it's that they just don't run.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're running. Right. We don't know if the running backs are any good because they just don't run the fucking football.
That's true.
Like Josh Allen runs the most.
That's true. Do you have anyone in this division that you're recommending an over-under bet for?
I don't on this one.
Surprise, surprise, I do.
Yeah, but it's Miami.
It is the Miami Dolphins. Their over-under is set at 9.5, and you're actually.
I meant to do the Packers on here too.
Oh, Christ. You're actually getting good odds on this one. I'm sorry I didn't write it down, but you can look it up with your local bookie. Over 9.5 wins. I don't want to call this a slam dunk, but if Miami regresses from last year, and try to not be an asshole to me when you respond to this.
I'm going to be an asshole. I cannot.
If they regress from last year's 10 wins, it's going to be a shock through the entire system because they lost a couple of pieces. Their offensive line is probably about the same. Hopefully it takes a couple steps forward, but you surrounded Tua with what he needs for him to be the guy to take the offense to the next level.
Here's the thing.
I'm not done. Waddle, Fuller. What's that doing? Space creators. Gesicki, Parker over the middle. That's setting him up to succeed. The defensively, they did what they needed to do. If they truly believe that they're in.
What the fuck was that? Are you a Barack Obama?
Caliendo.
That sounded like Barack Obama.
That was my Caliendo version. My Barack Obama version of Caliendo.
Gotcha.
Nailed it. they did what they needed to do if they truly believe.
The first one was way better than that one.
You're right.
Yeah.
That they can contend this year because they brought Xavier Howard back. You got Byron Jones. Nick Needham is a stud in this league that not many people know about. And then on the defensive line, what was missing? A pass rusher. What'd they do? They still have Emmanuel Ogbah, and they drafted Jalen Phillips early in round 1 as well. Is he going to be the end-all, be-all? Probably not. But is he going to make a difference? Probably. They don't – as you went through their schedule, the first 5-6 weeks is brutal.
Yeah, I think I have them like 1-3.
They need to survive that.
Yeah, I have them at 1-3 the first 4 games, if I remember correctly.
If they win 2 or 3 of literally their first 5 to 6 games, they're going to be fine because it gets so much easier. That's why I'm already like nervous for people like you and the other Tua haters. I'd be like, oh, the Dolphins are 3-3. This team sucks. He's not doing good.
It's like it's hating. I just don't think he's as good as what originally was prospected. I think lots of people are seeing that.
Here it is. I think that's wrong, and I feel sorry. I'm going to call Ryan out. Not call him out. I'm going to give him a shout. Our writer Ryan told me to wear the shades because I always say you get your shades, and I forgot. Like you reminded me 4 minutes before the episode, and I still forgot. So DJ, I'm just going to pretend to put these on and say, "Oh fuck yeah!" Never mind. DJ's got me. Get your shades, Dolphins fans, and the rest of the NFL, because Tua is going to crush it this year.
Crush it, he says.
They're going to make the playoffs, and you're gonna cash in on that overbet.
Crush it.
I don't understand any of the hate.
Here's
honestly.
The thing, right? Because he's laid over the middle. His arm's not that strong. You don't see the ability to push it downfield right now. There's definite weaknesses that you can see it. And just because he's brought the guys in to push it downfield doesn't mean he can. I really don't think he can. Number 2, as much as you like it or don't like it, and I don't think they're not going to trade for Deshaun Watson. I don't think they are. I don't care. I don't care. The problem is somebody wanted to trade for Deshaun Watson whether you like it or not. That's a fact. Somebody in the office was talking to somebody about trading for Deshaun Watson, and that's a problem. You don't want that with a quarterback in his second year, no matter what. Somebody up there was talking about it. That's an issue.
Little boy Ryan. Ryan, you saw the shades. DJ hooked me up. DJ, the one thing I'll say to that before we move on to a new division is everyone's just all out on this arm thing. But what are we basing that off of?
His weak arm.
What most people are basing this off of, the offensive coordinator last year
I've
handcuffed him
too.
Handcuffed him to the point where they wouldn't even let him throw the ball down the field. Why don't you go back to the Bama tape? Before the hip injury, his arm –
Before.
Here's the deal. It takes a little while. That injury would have ended careers a couple of years ago. He needed last year to get strong. Look at him. He's thicker now. No. He's better now. I do get nervous every time
he doesn't have it.
He's got the lower body strength. His arm strength is just fine. Drew Brees was the same way. Mark Brunell was the same way. We have a lot of cases.
Mark Brunell?
Lefty.
We're talking about Mark Brunell.
Steve Young.
You
don't need to have a freaking cannon in this league. His arm strength is average to, I would say, even above average. We just haven't been able to see it yet.
Average.
You'll see it.
Okay.
You'll see it.
And he throws it left-handed.
That's an issue.
Yeah.
Let's go to the AFC West before we spend any more time on the Miami Dolphins. DJ, this is the consensus one seed in the AFC, correct?
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
What do you mean? Oh, you got some news to break here. What the hell?
I have Kansas City tying with the Chargers, but Kansas City takes the division based on a tiebreaker. Something more wins. I don't know. Fuck it. I don't care about tiebreaker numbers. It's just that my thing.
You go with your favorite, right?
No, not me. The system did it for me.
They did it. Gotcha.
Yeah, I found the website that did it. So I have Kansas City at 15-2.
Okay.
I think Mahomes is going to go scorched earth on the world, and go be in the 1 seed. But I also have the Chargers at 15-2. I don't know why I've been hyping the Chargers for so long. You know how much time Justin Herbert's going to have this year? That offensive line is so massively improved. Obviously, Keenan Allen.
They did what the Bengals didn't.
Yes. Obviously, Keenan Allen is a monster. Mike Williams is going to have a big year, I believe. Austin Eckler, great. And their defense is solid. Like, they have everything that you could need to be a championship team right now.
Are you nervous that they didn't play, like, any starters in preseason?
No. I mean, that's a good thing. I think if you don't play starters in the preseason, you're a team that's going to win football games. The Packers never played a starter. There was not one starter on the field for the Green Bay Packers.
I would say, though, Rodgers has been in the league for
not a single starter. Not one.
Yeah, but you know that everything runs through the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference between Rodgers being in the lead for a decade plus and Herbert going into this. Literally would have been his first preseason.
I think it's smart when you have that talent. I feel like if you have to play your starters, when I see teams that have starters out there in that third game for 2 quarters, that is a team that's going to win 6 games max. Like, I see that.
But the Bucs did that, though, with Brady.
Did he play?
He played a lot in his last game. But here's the deal. It's different this year because it was week 3, which was the final week, and then the bye that we're presently living in, and then it's the next week.
Yeah,
so it's kind of hard to determine right now.
Right. I just don't think in the preseason world right now, if you have a talented team, you're not playing guys. You shouldn't play guys. Pittsburgh didn't play Roethlisberger 1 single minute.
And that's Roethlisberger.
Yeah, it is, exactly.
You probably needed help.
And then I have Denver coming in at 5-12. Don't like them. And the Raiders in the basement at 4-13.
Oh, let me touch on the Raiders before I get into mine. Do you legit not a big fan of the Raiders?
They don't have anything good.
But did it come down to like
what are they good at? The quarterback's not good. Josh Jacobs is their best player. Their wide receivers stink. Their defense is awful.
I guess you answered the question.
What are they good at?
I didn't even ask, but you asked it. You answered it, I should say.
I should have.
Because the Raiders, I envision just like a team that I was going to give some wins to. Not even probably sniff playoffs, but like be respectable. I feel like I started having to like force them wins to get 8 wins. I'm going 8-9.
What are they good at? What are they good at? What is their one thing that you can look at? Like, they're good there.
Beating the Chiefs once a year.
Darren Waller. That's their best player.
Yep, there you go.
That's it. The tight end going to carry them to the fucking 8 wins. If you mess them up position by position in every single game they go into, they're only going to win maybe 1 position, maybe 2 with Josh Jacobs in any given game.
I believe they have 5 new starters on offensive line.
And their defense is just trash.
Yeah, it's not even average.
No, it's very bad.
I don't need to spend too much time on the Chiefs. I'm probably with 99% of the world with them as the 1 seed going 14-3. The one thing I will say about the Chargers, so when I'm going through them, I was giving the Chargers so few wins. And I was like, oh, this is scary.
I was hyping them up.
This isn't good. It's kind of like the Dolphins situation, though. No. I think the season starts hard for them and then just gets significantly easier. And it must happen sooner than
I had a problem because I had them at 7-0 at one point. Yeah, it was an issue.
I should go through, and I can probably look at it right here. So,
I can too.
Week 1, I've got them with a loss. Week 2, a win. Week 3, a loss. Week 4, a win. Week 5, a loss. Week 6, week 5's a win. Week 6 is a loss. And then 7's the bye. So that's probably, 500 I just said there? So maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought. But that's already 2 or 3 losses right there. And I only have them with 5 losses on the entire season. And I also have them as my 5 seed, not nearly as aggressive with the record as you. But in this division, this is the team that I'm going to tell you to bet on as well because their over-under is only at 9.5. And this is funny because you're 5.5 wins.
If I get 5, if they have 5 less losses than what I predicted, I still hit the over.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You got a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah.
I consider myself with 12 wins having a lot of wiggle room. So is this your top bet, or do you have
This is one of my favorite bets for sure. Them and the other NFC team that I like. They're on here. Yeah, over 9.5.
I would say this is my 3rd favorite of all my bets. I've got
probably my 2nd favorite because my homerism is
fair enough. I've got 5 that I'm going to recommend to the listeners, and this is probably my 3rd. But yeah, two teams from this division. I should make note of one thing. I didn't go through all the records yet. The one I missed was the Broncos. What did you have them going?
Oh, shit. I missed the Broncos, too.
Oh, so you like their under.
I have their under at 8. Under 8.5. I have them only at 5 wins. I think they're trash.
DJ's been drinking.
Yeah, I have.
Let me know when you need another one. Here's one area that we defer. Also, it's different, as DJ calls it.
Yeah, most people.
I've got them going 10-7.
Oh, you put both our names on there. That's cute.
That's what I was going to tell you earlier. It's not that I'm huge on Denver this year. I think that this is the team that the defense is going to keep you in so many games. And Jesus, that offense has got so many great skill players. They should run into some luck, some wins with a quarterback like Teddy Bridgewater, who probably isn't going to screw up more that often, right? Yeah. He's pretty safe.
Ask Mikey about that one.
I mean, we can. Come on in, Mikey. If you
didn't like it.
I don't have a link.
Join Mikey.
I've got them going 10-7. I think that's too aggressive, and that's why. What are they at? 8.5.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not too far off from where Vegas has that.
You have over 8.5 for the Denver Broncos.
I'm not betting it. That's not one I'd recommend because this is one where
I love the under on that one.
When I'm going game by game on this one,
right now.
Got to do it live. When I'm going game by game on this one, I like the Broncos, and then I look at where I have them at 10-7, and I say I don't even believe myself.
No, you shouldn't.
That's where I land on that.
Yeah, not a great football team, John Elway.
I drink with two hands.
What was that?
Because I've got kids, and I like to tell them to drink with two hands.
Yeah.
All right, so DJ, we're going to pump into the NFC here, but before we do, I told you that we're on our way to that fantasy party.
Well, you don't have to tell me that because I'm here and I'm going.
And by you, I mean
oh, look at me.
I did look at you. I meant you. Thanks for correcting me. You know what I'm going to bring? Beer.
No idea.
And the man grape. Because we love some good-ass food at this party, and that's exactly what we're going to have. They've got the grill. I'm bringing the man grape. I'm bringing the steaks. I'm bringing the chicken, and we are going to crush some good-ass food. And the reason why we're going to do that –
crushing something
else. Yeah, we are. Later. And that's going to be via the help of the man grape because that thing's going to give me the perfect grill marks. That thing's going to be no stick. And guess what? Everyone's going to leave that draft happy about their team, even though they shouldn't be, but even more happy about the good ass food that we gave them. I'm saying ass a lot in this promo. It's a good thing that they support us and what we do. But you, listener, can also enjoy the Mangrate experience and get 25% off your grates and your brushes at mangrate.com by using promo code LOADED. Once again, 25% off. Promo code LOADED. And with that, DJ, I'm going to see what a comment says here.
Oh,
we got one here that says, believe it when I see it. I don't know when that came in.
I know what he's talking about.
What's that?
It's the fantasy football teams.
Oh,
fantasy football, where we finish in the fantasy league.
Okay, so the comments, believe it when I see it. Don't worry. My team is going to be just fine. And our boy Ryan piped in and said their defense is solid. I believe he's talking about the Miami Dolphins.
I highly doubt
it. So with that, let's pump into the NFC. DJ, what division are we kicking off?
We're going right back to the North.
To the North. Any surprises here? Or are we going with the team that you –
It's a lock, baby.
All right, who's your lock for all the new listeners?
Green Bay Packers coming in at 14-3. Because that one extra game, they win 13-3 every year, but there's 17 games to be played now. So I have them at 14-3, locking up that one seat this year. Again, Minnesota at 9-8, Chicago right behind them at 8-9, and then Detroit not winning a game either.
Oh, you got two defeated.
They suck. I mean, Jared Goff is very bad at quarterback. If I had to choose one team to win a game between the Texans and Lions, I'd pick the Texans.
I was going to try to defend them, and I looked, and I have them at 1-16.
Yeah, they stink. But I have the Packers as the only team making the playoffs in that division.
So do I. I've got them as the 2 seed. What do you have them at? The 1? Sorry, dumb question. I've got them at 12-5. I got the Vikings with 10 wins, however, not making the playoffs because the NFC West is yoked.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Where did you have the Bears at? I'm sorry.
8-9.
Okay, we're close there. I've got them at 7-10, and the Lions, like I said, 1-16. I improved the Packers stuff, obviously, because last time we did the season predictions, Rodgers wasn't committed. Now he is. That's a game changer.
Did you have to make it the playoffs last year? I knew you were like really low.
Oh, last year I had them in the playoffs.
Yeah, but you were too low, Otto.
We're both in on the Packers, obviously, and you're going to talk about them more once we hit the playoffs portion of this. I need to, though. Well, you're going to.
You have to push for your team so much, and everybody just knows what my team is. So it's like I don't have to say. I don't have to say much.
We spent 30% of this podcast talking about the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, and I don't have to. Like we know the truth is, you know, and I know. Like it is what it is. It's just Aaron Rodgers, it's Packers.
The one team that I want to give a quick just talking about is the Vikings, because this is one team that I gave a decent jump to since the last time I did this. I've got them going 10-7. I don't mind them because I think their defense is going to get a little bit better this year, and they're just fine on offense. The loss of Irv Smith doesn't bother me. I wasn't expecting big things anyways. They're going to run the shit out of the ball because they're good at it.
What is that?
And Justin Jefferson's, who knows? I don't think he's going to take a year or two leap. If anything, he's going to regress, but he'll be fine. Adam Thielen's going to be just fine. Kirk Cousins is going to do Kirk Cousins things. There's no reason this team shouldn't flirt with 10 wins.
It took 1 year for Justin Jefferson to establish himself as one of the best receivers in the league. And I wish we could play my fucking tape over and over again every time we talk about Justin Jefferson, because that's my like victory lap every time.
No one has tapes.
Whatever, that fucking, you took video of it. It was my favorite thing ever. What did I say?
Said, if you don't know who Justin Jefferson is by now, you're about to find the fuck out.
What a fucking line.
That's a great line.
That should be my like entry to everything. Or Justin Jefferson, like his highlight tape should start with that comment.
We
should send that to him.
Yeah, I don't like you said. We'll talk about the Packers a little bit more here. So who's next in your rundown here? The South.
So also take the Packers over the 10.
Sorry, yeah.
Over 10. The 10 over under for the Packers is 10. That's a fucking insult.
So this is
Aaron Rodgers says, yeah. He's went 13-3 with Matt LaFleur the last 2 years, and they have one extra game. Like, I don't 10. I'm insulted that it's not 12. That's an insult. That's a guarantee. That's a lock. If they don't, unless Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, if they do not go over that, I'll fucking do something naked. I don't care. You can videotape it. If they don't go over 10,
no one videotapes anything.
you can record it on your phone.
Are you scared that his hair is going to get in his eyes?
No, his hair is
fine. He keeps it in the bun.
That's why we have helmets.
Okay.
Oh no, there's no possible way they don't win more than 10 games with Aaron Rodgers playing healthy the whole time.
That is the one from this division that I did
10 games.
Consider. I don't know why I didn't put it on there.
How?
Do you need to bet a lot to win on that one?
I thought it would change. No, it's only minus 130.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
I can support that.
Yeah,
I would highlight that.
13-3 the last 2 years. One of them, everybody thought they were going to regress last year because of their defense was blah blah blah, and then they just said the same thing should have been the Super Bowl. So they just got better, and now they got rid of fucking Mike Pettin, and now their defense is going to be even more improved. The offense is what it is.
Sounds like addition by subtraction.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a funny comment. I have no bets in this division that are formal. However, DJ, you sold it to me. I will say recommend the over on 10. That seems too easy. What do you got next? We hit South, we hit North. What are we going to here? The East?
No, we only hit North. So now we're on the South.
My fault, Bushlight. NFC South. This is where my number 1 seed resides. I've got the Bucs going 15-2. Are they your 2 seed? Actually,
they tied with the Packers, but for some reason the Packers took the tiebreaker. Again, not by my choice, by the system's choice.
14-3.
14-3, the 2 seed. And then I had Carolina improved. I like Sam Darnold. I do like Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Their defense still has figured out. When you have to draft like 6 rookies.
You okay?
A year ago. It's questionable. So 8-9 with the Panthers. New Orleans, apparently I'm not very high on. I thought I was. But their weapons, Drew Brees list, I feel like people are still thinking of them as the Drew Brees Saints. I have them at 6-11, tied with Atlanta at 6-11, which is, I think it's realistic. I think that's a realistic way to look at it, where people are going to vault that New Orleans too high because they don't have Michael Thomas, who I think is a fraud. He may never play in the NFL again. And I like Jameis. I think he's going to, again, throw a lot of touchdowns. I think he's going to throw a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
He's going to have less interceptions in the team.
Yeah, I don't think.
It's probably still going to be 15.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Yeah. But also, he doesn't have weapons. He was Alvin Kamara. That's the only person I trust. I'm not putting my money in on Marquez Callaway.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
No, it's like, that's it.
You mentioned the Panthers. You've got them going 8-9. I've got them going 7-10. So obviously the Bucs are the only team in this division I have in the playoffs. I just looked though. I've got the Bucs going 7-10. I've got them winning 4 of their first 5 games.
Beer me that beer.
I remember going through the schedule and saying, "Holy shit! I am a big fan right now of the Panthers." I think it's kind of opposite of what we talked about, like with the Dolphins schedule. Their schedule is very favorable right away. The Panthers.
Okay.
So
a long time ago.
Yesterday.
I was literally like half asleep.
So I sort of feel bad that I only had them with 7 wins, but yeah, the Bucs are my number 1 seed, 15-2. That's too aggressive for me. That's why I'm not recommending a play on their over/under. I've said this for half of a decade now. Tom Brady's going to fall off at some point.
He wasn't even that good last year.
Shut up.
They're the best defense in the fucking league. He wasn't even that good. He tried to lose 2 playoff games, dude. He tried to lose 2 playoff games last year. He's like, here, I'm going to try to lose this. But the defense wouldn't allow it.
You're still one of those people that believe if Jameis Winston would have played in that game that he would have beat the Bucs?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Then why don't you have the Saints having more wins this year?
They don't have any weapons.
You just called Michael Thomas a fraud.
He is a fraud. I truly believe he's not going to play in the NFL. He might not play in the NFL ever again. I think he's going to get blackballed by the entire world.
I would say
Do you remember Rashad McCants?
Who?
My guy, Rashad McCants.
Oh, the basketball
He was a
player.
good NBA player and got blackballed. That's what's going to happen to Michael Thomas.
Colin Kaepernick?
No, Michael Thomas.
Oh, sorry. I think I was too hard on the Saints. I've got them going 4-13.
They're not that good. I just don't think they're going to be that good.
And the Falcons, I was too hard on as well. 4-13. What do you got them?
6-11, same as the Saints.
The funny thing about the Falcons, I was thinking about this as I was going game by game. Like, they were in that kind of position to take a quarterback in the draft at 4, and they went Kyle Pitts. And the reason they went Kyle Pitts is because we're taking BPA, and we can go all in with Matt Ryan as our guy. And here we are going all in, and I've got this all-in team getting 4 wins. I feel like I have to be wrong about that.
No, they're not. I mean, it's Matt Ryan. Their defense, again, is in a situation where do you trust them to do anything?
Not overly.
Yeah, what about, again, they have no running game.
Yeah.
There's nothing good about, there's nothing really that good about this team.
It comes back to being a very interesting way to
They're
build.
kind of like the Raiders, except Matt Ryan's a little bit better.
But and that's the thing. Like, can Kyle Pitts be a building block? Absolutely. But is he going to be the reason why you win a bunch of games versus losing?
Never.
Not from the tight end position.
No, not at all.
Creates mismatches. I give him that.
Right, but he's not even like this excellent pass blocker. Like, he's not Greg Kittle.
They probably hope he is.
Or a run blocker, I should say.
They probably don't even go far.
Right, so that's completely. Now you just have a wide receiver.
Yeah. He's a good one.
But he's not enough to change the game.
And also, at the end of the day, how much does one receiver usually put your team over the edge?
Never.
Right.
Devontae Smith isn't going to do anything for the Eagles.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, because I have a feeling we're both going to hate on them.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got one team there. Do you have any teams
I don't.
that you're recommending a bet on?
Nope.
Okay, we'll skip forward then. What are we going to the East right now?
Yes, sir.
All right, I love this upcoming bet here, but I'm going to let you kick it off. Who do you have winning the NFC East? How many playoff teams do you have? What are we doing here?
I don't know why, because I hate this coach. I think
I can already tell you hate
I think
this.
it's so stupid, and it's probably one of my worst predictions
It's the
of all
system's
time.
fault.
It is the system's fault. This may be my worst prediction ever. But Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys going 12-5 in the 3 seed and winning the division, mainly because they have Dak Prescott. And in the rest of the division, I think is just, I mean, they're the NFC East. They stink, right? No, they stink.
I'll get to my point.
No, they all are really bad.
You hate my team.
They all suck. They do. They all are bad. No matter how close everybody's like, oh, these guys have good defense. They're playing each other, and then when they play outside the division, they get their ass kicked, and they're just bad.
Say it with your chest.
Like, they're playing each other. It's so bad. It's frustrating. Anyway, I have the Giants coming in at 8-9. What?
Spoiler alert! I've got the Giants going 2-15.
Whoa, that's wild.
Mean, very mean.
Washington, whatever team. Washington FC coming in at 5-12, 5-12, and the Eagles in the basement, in the cellar, in the attic. No, not the attic. That's above usually.
Opposite of the attic.
At 3-14.
All right, so I talked about having 5 recommended bets for over/under win totals, and Titans are my favorite one. Chargers are my third favorite one. Washington FC. If you're new to the podcast, we call them Washington FC, like a soccer team.
Mm-hmm.
But the football team, that's my second favorite bet. I'm going over 8.5, and I feel so good about this. I have them winning the division at 11-6. Another team that going into this,
I can't wait to come back to this.
Right? I went hard on them.
Mm-hmm.
I went hard on them and still gave them 11 wins. Their over/under is 8.5. They are winning the NFC East. They're getting the 4th seed in the playoffs, and they're going over that win total. I'm all about that. I do have one other playoff team in this division, and it's the one you have winning it. It's Dallas. It's the same team you got winning
too many
it.
teams. They're not gonna. They struggled to get one team. They wouldn't get one team in the playoff last year if it wasn't for the fact that a division winner had to get it.
Do you want me to do the parody dance?
I'm just saying. They can't even get one team in the playoffs if it was just best record.
That's why they're – that's so true.
It is.
Hey, Washington fans, get your shades on. You got Ryan Fitzpatrick leading the ship. It's going to be dope, man. They're going to be a good team. They got a great defense. Antonio Gibson is a very good running back. Look what they've done at receiver. Terry McLaurin's like a top 15 wide receiver. You've got Ryan Fitzpatrick who's going to give these guys chances. You brought in. I'm not saying he's going to be the end all be all, but he ain't going to. I was going to say he's not going to lose the game.
Yeah, he definitely will lose games.
He's going to be just fine. He's a savvy vet. Sammy Brown,
Curtis
Samuel,
today, by the way.
we'll make it.
I just don't know what time it is. I was thinking about that all the way here.
Like 2 hours.
I have no idea what time it is.
Like 6 beers from now is when it starts. I like what they're doing. That offense is. I'm going to be mild. That offense is above average.
Modest.
I'm going to be modest. That offense is above average, and that's putting it modest.
I don't know.
Modest. And their defense is
just
great.
Making shit up. Mild didn't sound right.
I'm going to go with mild. Let's go back to mild. I like what they're doing there, though. I think that's an easy one. Yeah, bet that. And here's the other thing. I have 2 bets.
I have one, I think.
I have 2 bets from this division, and the other one is the one we hit on earlier. The Giants are at 7. Let's rewind back to earlier this offseason. I loved – even the last 2 off seasons, I loved what the Giants have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
They took a tackle early last year. It was the wrong one. You get Saquon back. You're making splash moves by getting Kadarius Toney. You're signing Kenny Golladay. You're doing everything you need to do to not give Daniel Jones an excuse to be the guy. And I don't like what's happening because Kenny Galladay's already hurt.
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney was doing nothing throughout training camp.
Who did we expect him to do? I never thought Kadarius Toney was going to be good.
There was the fight in practice where Daniel Jones was at the bottom of it.
That happened to Devontae Adams. I was there. That freaked me out.
I was there. There was why are the only videos that surface from Giants camp negative ones?
There's fighting ones.
There's fighting ones, and then there's balls of Daniel Jones throwing against air and have Saquon Barkley having to make Odell Beckham catches. There's just total
Do you remember the Tebow throw?
Shut up.
One of my favorite videos of all time. Literally, you couldn't even defend that.
That was Photoshop.
Right? That was literally the worst throw in a practice by a quarterback you ever seen. He's just what the fuck was that? That was awful. That was one of the worst things.
There's Tebow right there.
Yeah,
there he is.
Just throwing up
He's a good guy.
Floppy ball.
Floppy balls. Let's get you back
You
in the
can't.
stream.
I'm just gone.
I forgot where I was even going with that, but
things
I
that
am
happen in Giants
so I'm man, I want to give the Giants wins, and I only was able to give them 2. Kind of the
Also,
same.
their offensive line is very bad.
Poop.
Very bad.
Here's the same deal. I can be off by 5 wins here.
Their
That's
offensive
a
line is
third of
bad.
the season, damn near. Give me the under. I'm not gonna put my fucking life savings on this, but I'm gonna bet the under. I'm gonna bet the under on this all day.
I get confused when I pick this division. Anytime I have to get to a game where any of these teams are
Pick
in,
the home team,
I'm
right?
just I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. Every game that one of those teams is in, when I get there, I'm like, oh fuck. Now I have to try to figure out what I think, and I don't know what to think.
I want to skip to the West.
Wait, I have Philadelphia.
I'd be pissed if I didn't talk about Philly. So give your 2 cents.
I have Philadelphia under the 6.5. Jalen Hurts is not the answer. Jalen Hurts is a very bad quarterback. Jalen Hurts is never going to be a quarterback. This is his last year as a starting quarterback in the NFL. And he might get benched in the middle of the year. So
I don't mind that.
That's half the year of a
I
quarterback.
don't mind that.
I've watched him in college. I watched him last year. He hasn't changed. I don't see that changing at all. 3.5 wins is, their cornerbacks they already didn't have cornerbacks, and then they got rid of the cornerbacks that they had.
Right.
I can't believe they're just, there's nothing good about this team.
It's funny because there's a lot of hype right now. Kind of I don't want to say a lot of hype. There's hype surrounding them. Hurts as a starting quarterback. Everyone thinks Hurts is this.
I think they just like him fantasy-wise because he's got the Konami code. He runs.
I find it funny, though, that Vegas has their over-under total at 6.5. It's okay, everybody, temper your shit.
Right. They don't expect them to win a lot.
I've got them on 3-14.
Me too.
So do you. You're just ballsier than me to bet on it.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's go out west here because this division is loaded. You've got I don't even know how to say this. Spoiler alert. I've got all 4 teams going 11-6, and I don't put them in the system. Do you know how hard it was for me to try to rank these?
Yeah.
I don't have the tiebreakers.
I
thank God you had them.
I have the tiebreakers, and I have all 4 teams in the playoffs.
So amazing.
I've never seen. I didn't even. I don't realize it until after that happens. I look and I'm like, what? I have all 4 fucking teams from that division in the playoff.
Yeah, it's crazy. Is there anyone in this division that you would put a bet towards?
I have one, but I've got the Rams going 12-5. The Niners tied with them at 12-5. They've got everybody back. I mean, they literally lost everybody. That's a good one. I like that one. San Francisco 12-5. Trey Lance will play quarterback at some point this year. I know they're gonna bring him in intermittently as they go on, but eventually it's just gonna eventually he's gonna come in and then not come out.
Oh, it's cool if Garoppolo does it with Trey Lance, but it's not cool if Fitzpatrick and Tua do it.
Well, eventually it's completely different because Trey Lance is the rookie.
Tua was a rookie.
Yeah, but he was getting replaced by Fitzpatrick. Lance getting replaced by.
So they're different closer roles.
Yeah, and he's just going to take over the position.
I just die that I look at your rankings and you have them as the 4, 5, 6, and 7 seed.
4, 5, 6, and 7. Seattle at 11-6, 7-3, and Arizona at 10-7 at the 4th but 7th seed in the playoffs. I guess.
Isn't that crazy?
That's wild. And I don't even know if that's that far off. They're all very good football teams in this division, except for the Cardinals.
The weird thing was too. This is another team. I thought I was being hard on the Cardinals, and I still have them going 11-6. And you know what? That's good for last place in this division. Someone in this team has to it's not going to go chalk like we think, right? Like one of these teams is going to have 6, 7 wins.
I have them all 3-3 in their division.
Yes. That's unbelievable. I've got 3 of them making the playoffs. I've got the Rams winning the division because I like them more.
Yeah.
The 3 seed. I've got the 49ers as the 5 seed, and I've got the Seahawks as the final one as the 7 seed. I guess that if I had to pick one of these teams that I'd be wrong about, it would be the 49ers. Just because, what if they turn to Trey Lance and they don't want to turn back and he hits a rookie wall or if something happens, that would be the team that I would have the least amount of confidence in.
Did the Bears announce a starter this year?
Throughout the entire offseason.
Oh, yeah, they did. Anyways. Yeah, I forgot. Okay, I just didn't know if they officially did it or not. I was just
they officially did it the day Dalton signed.
Yeah, that was then, but then it kept, Justin Fields kept playing really well. And
yeah, he was okay.
Yeah, it's great.
I didn't highlight this one, but I like it. And I think you have the same one, Rams over 10.5.
Yep.
I only have them at 11 wins, but I love this bet. Another team. I'm a broken record. I was hard on the Rams because I knew I liked them. I still had them with 11 wins.
It'd be easily over if it wasn't the division they're in for me.
That's true.
That's where the challenge comes from. They're playing such a good. They're the opposite of the NFC East.
Did the loss of Cam Akers hinder you from giving them a few wins, or is that whatever?
No, that didn't change anything. It's just their style of offense. It doesn't really matter. I think who's at running back there.
What about the fact that it's Matt Stafford's first year there? Or are you just excited?
Yeah, I think that's good. I think he's going to have more open receivers than he's ever seen. He's played so long in the NFL. It doesn't matter. He's coming to a new system. He's coming to a system where guys are schemed. Jared Goff in his first year with McVay.
So true. They went to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
And what do you think Matt Stafford's going to do? I'm very high on this team.
Yeah. Let's do a quick recap, 1 through 7 of the AFC. I've got the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, the Titans, Chargers as a wild card, the Browns as a wild card, and the Dolphins as a wild card. DJ, how does your AFC shape up, 1 to 7?
All right, Chiefs are the 1 seed, Buffalo's the 2 seed, Tennessee's the 3 seed, the 4 seed is Baltimore, and then coming in at 5 is the Chargers, 6 is the Browns, 7 is Pittsburgh.
And then in the NFC, I've got the Bucks up to 1, then Packers, Rams, Washington FC, and then 49ers, Cowboys, and then back to the West where the Seahawks get the 7 seed.
And then obviously the Packers coming at the 1 seed, Buccaneers at 2. It just goes down for me. Dallas at the 3 seed, and then the rest come out of the NFC West with the Rams, the Niners, the Seahawks, and the Cardinals. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay.
So what do they call this now? Super Wild Card Weekend?
I think
with the extra game.
Wild card.
I think it's Super Wild and the
Super Wild.
I think it's Super Wild, and the Nickelodeon announced that the Slime's returning back.
Oh my god!
So geez, it's going to get real sticky this year.
MVP.
Wild card weekend. I've got the Dolphins at the Bills. I've got the Bills winning. I've got the Browns going to Baltimore, and doing the road upset thing. So the Browns beat the Ravens. And I've got the Chargers losing to the Titans because, man, I have all of a sudden become this Titans guy. How does your first round of the AFC shake out?
Chargers is playing the Baltimore on the 5-4 matchup. I have the Chargers going on there. Cleveland plays at the Titans in the 6-3 matchup. I have the Titans moving on there. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, Pirates, I almost said there, at the 7 seed going on to 2 seed Buffalo. I have Buffalo obviously winning that game and moving on.
Fair enough. So the NFC Super Wild Card Weekend. I've got the Packers defeating the Seahawks. I've got the Rams beating the Cowboys, and I've got Washington make it a clean sweep for the home teams. I've got Washington winning Wild Card Weekend against the 49ers. So I've got the Packers, Rams, and Washington advancing along with the Bucs, who were the 1 seed.
I've got San Francisco facing LA. I got the Rams moving on to division week, I guess. Seattle in Dallas. I got Dallas at the 3 seed. You got Seattle winning that game on the road in Dallas in Jerry's World. Arizona, the 7 seed, going against Tampa Bay in the 2 seed. I've got Tampa Bay moving on in that game.
All right, so then on to the divisional round. In the AFC, I've got Browns at Chiefs and the Titans at the Bills. I've got a home team winning, and I've got a road team winning.
Oh, we're close on that one.
I'm giving it to the Chiefs. I think they're going to beat the Browns, 2nd straight year in the playoffs. And the Titans go to Buffalo and win.
Wow.
And they're going to face the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. So I got the Chiefs and the Titans advancing. How does your AFC shake out?
I also have Tennessee at Buffalo, 3-2 seed. I have Buffalo winning that game, moving on to the AFC Championship game. I have the Chargers at Kansas City. I've obviously got the Chiefs winning and moving on to play Buffalo. Is that again in the AFC Championship?
Yep.
Yeah, in the AFC Championship game.
Yep. And the NFC, I've got Washington's season coming to an end, sadly, against last year's defending champs in the Bucs. I like them this year. I like them. Mikey, shout out. Rams being the road team in Green Bay.
What?
That's my second divisional.
You're going to do that, huh?
I got the Rams beating the Packers, so I've got the Bucs and the Rams advancing.
I have the Rams taking on the Bucs, 4-2 seed. I have the Rams advancing to the NFC Championship game. Seattle and Green Bay. Green Bay easily moving on with a win there against Seattle.
That's another rematch from last year, right?
Yeah, they dominate.
It would just see what's wild card
instead Rams,
or what's a division.
We beat the Rams in the wild card and then Seattle in the divisional. Yeah.
So I thought it was. All right, so AFC Championship game. I personally have the Titans at the Chiefs. I've got the home team winning that one. So the Chiefs advanced to the Super Bowl yet again. And the Rams going to Tampa, beating last year's champion, making it a Chiefs and Rams.
I bet a future on the Rams Super Bowl too.
Well, you're going to like my prediction
that.
then. How does your NFC shake out?
I have Buffalo going to Kansas City, the 1-2 matchup. I have Buffalo taking down Kansas City and going to the Super Bowl.
I almost did that.
And fucking Buffalo going wild. The city's burned. Canada might burn down just because it's close.
Speaking of which, we need to buy more tables so that we can jack up the price for Buffalo. Because shit is going to get crazy.
It's going to get fucking wild. I have LA Rams in Green Bay. Packers going on every year to face the Bills in the Super Bowl.
This is like the
We've been so close every year. It's not a bad pick ever.
This is the 6th time we've done this, and it's the 6th time you've had the Packers in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, just going back to the Super Bowl then, I have got the Chiefs representing the AFC, the Rams representing the NFC, and for how much I wanted to give it to the Rams, I felt more confident in giving it to the Chiefs because of what I touched on earlier with the Rams. Like, I like Stafford. I think he's going to have a great season, but if there's going to be a team that would falter between these two, it would be the Rams with having the new quarterback, with a running back that's already out for the year. Like, things have already stacked up against them versus the Chiefs. It's same old. Like, we've been down this road before. They're almost like the Warriors, like making basketball reference. Like, the regular season's whatever. We're here for the playoffs, and we're here to just play in championship games.
Playoffs.
So I got the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl.
And I got the Packers versus Buffalo. I got the Packers moving on to win the Super Bowl. One of these years it's going to happen. And you know what? I'm going to go back to what we talked about the other day. And again, this is going to be my backup, my defense for this. It's not revenge. It's a reckoning. And that's the Aaron Rodgers quote that's going to help them win the Super Bowl this year. And we're going to play that over and over. I watch so many highlight tapes. I hear Rodgers' quote from every year he has a quote. It seems like this year it's not revenge. It's a reckoning. I fucking almost I ran through all my walls in the house when he said that.
That's why you came here. So you can move in.
Yeah. No walls.
See, I couldn't even hit the cough button there because we're on the same screen.
Fuck it.
So there it is. And we'll get into our MVP and our offensive and defensive rookie of the year. But if you remember from the beginning of the episode, for the free t-shirt giveaway, Ben has the Chiefs, DJ has the Packers. Tell us who it was. Like I said, DM, whatever you want to do. We'll get you entered into the drawing. NFL MVP, DJ, who are you taking here?
I bet a future on this, and I'm sticking with it. I think the NFL MVP is going to be Matt Stafford in this offense. A lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns. He's got more arm talent than most quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, but he just played for an inept organization.
Right.
Now he's not. I love Matt Stafford. I have that at plus 1,200 in real life.
I don't mind that. I gave it to Josh Allen. I mean, he's the quarterback on the team from the AFC that's going to your Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt.
Nope.
It's kind of one of those deals where not always with MVP, but you need to have a good season, but it helps if you've got like the resume build up. And it's almost like, it's kind of like why has Rodgers not won the MVP every year? Why does LeBron not win the MVP every year? It's almost like you got to earn it a little bit, and then they kind of spread it out from there. So Allen has put in that, well, I'm getting to the point where I've earned it. And excuse me, Bush Light. Sorry, man. You're a little choked up about Josh Allen. As a Dolphins fan, this is rough. But he's put in that time. He'll have the stats again. I've got him making a deep run. You've got him in the playoffs. He'll be fine. I've got him at plus 900.
Yeah.
Offensive rookie of the year. You already talked about this guy a little bit. Who are you going with? I'm
going with my guy at the Jets, is Zach Wilson. I know, was it Orlovsky? Who was it who was saying that he's going to fucking be like
Mahomes,
Rodgers or Mahomes or like a top 3 quarterback in the league real soon?
Orlovsky.
It was just ridiculous. I think he's good. Like, he had a really good preseason.
Yeah.
There's obviously a lot of good quarterback coming in this year, but Zach Wilson is who I'm going to ride with this year. He's got what? Was that face he made?
You don't know?
Oh, he made a gross face. I didn't like it.
Trying to correct me.
Corey Davis out there. I just
Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore. Denzel Mims, who apparently has just been dead the entire offseason.
He lost 3,000 pounds.
That's why he hasn't been playing at all. Is because he's been just dead.
Yeah, the poopies.
He's been dead for like a month. Has anybody had worse luck than Denzel Mims? No, I like Zach Wilson. I like Zach Wilson a lot the whole time. Obviously, Fields is there. Trey Lance is over there. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence exists, the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
But I think Zach Wilson's my guy. He has that arm talent. He has the ability. He's mobile. He has the ability to move. I don't know. I'm excited about watching Zach Wilson this year. He's going to be my guy this time.
So I feel like
watch too much of him at BYU. I think I've been on them every week.
Late night Saturdays. Chasing. I think if you're going to make this bet.
It won me money last night. The Pac-12
after nice.
That's what happened.
I like that name. It's kind of kinky.
They call it that.
I know they do.
Yeah. I thought I made it up, and I was like, oh, no, they do call it that.
I feel like every time they come back from commercial, like a parental advisory sticker should come out.
Yeah. It's like Poker After Dark, though. You know, did you used to watch that?
Not sober.
And the Fox channel back in the day, Poker After Dark or FS1 or whatever. I love that shit.
Yeah, there's a website, pokeherafterdark.
Yeah, that's a good one. Hold on, let me look that up real quick. Internet won't work.
Yeah, we'll break the internet. My strategy with betting offensive rookie of the year, it's like I love the idea of like a Trey Lance or a Justin Fields because their odds are a little bit better, but there's no guarantee as to when or if they start. So that automatically eliminates those two. Not that they can't win it if they don't start till week 5 or 6. I wouldn't say that, but there's just no guarantee. So who do you have as guarantees? You've got Zach Wilson. You've got Trevor Lawrence. And then you essentially have Mac Jones and then other players that aren't quarterbacks.
Mac Jones forever.
There's some opportunities for a guy like Najee Harris, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, but those guys have to absolutely ball out and put up like a Justin Jefferson-like
and
season.
Still didn't. It's the best rookie season of all time for wide receiver. He didn't win the offensive
right. So that's something like you kind of almost have to go with quarterback. So I think that Trevor Lawrence is going to have a slightly better year than your guy Zach Wilson. So I'm going to give the nod to Trevor Lawrence. It's plus 325. You're not making near the bank that you are on your bet on plus 700, but it feels safe and you're still getting a pretty good return. And it's not like he's going to lose. Neither of these guys are going to lose their job to anybody,
Yeah.
This is the year where you just want to see flashes. And I just happen to like a little bit more of what the Jaguars have to offer than what the Jets do right now. So it's not a lot of, there's a lot of thought that goes into this, I should say. I don't feel bad about this. I think it's a pretty safe and good bet. Let's go to the defensive side. Who do you have for defensive rookie of the year?
So I think this guy sat out all of last year as well.
He opted out.
I'm going with Micah Parsons, linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys, maybe just because I was watching him on Hard Knocks a bunch. But he's a guy who just looks like he's faster than everybody. Like he's a step ahead of everybody else. He also has some controversial off-the-field issues, but he's playing football. Doesn't mean I'm cheering for him, but I think he's the best defensive player right now, rookie in the NFL at this point, after kind of watching him in this Hard Knocks and in the preseason. So,
you bought into the Hard Knocks.
But he was just like legitimately quicker than everybody. Like he's playing at another speed, it seems like.
Yeah.
He's like, and he's just long. He's good.
Yeah, it's tough because, like I said, you kind of narrow in like on a position with offensive rookie of the year, and it's tricky to do that with defensive rookie of the year. What do you have odds on Parsons?
Yeah, plus 500, so 5-1.
Okay, sorry, I've got Patrick Surtain.
Mm-hmm.
He's plus 1,200. My initial reaction was, I want Kwity Paye.
Yeah. I looked at him.
I think he's going to be very good. I was a huge fan of him coming into this season, like into the draft process. PFF, which is not the Bible by any means, but they're like not their draft grades, but they're like their performance grades of all rookie like edge rushers and defensive ends. He ranked highest of them all. He had like a 94 grade. Dude was legit. What I have against putting money on him is the fact that it's very, very rare for rookie defensive ends, edge rushers to be super like stat driven in year one. It doesn't happen often. He has potential to do it.
I never even know who wins defensive rookie of the year every year. Like who won it last year?
I can't even
tell you. I can't even tell you. Like I imagine Myles Garrett won it his year though.
Probably, but he's probably one of those only guys that had like a decent sack total his rookie year too. Like
I feel like that would be the position I would want to bet on more often than not. But
it's tough. Like if you look back at like previous rookie seasons of edge rushers, you don't get like the double-digit sacks all that often. Like it's very, very rare. So I made a quick pivot and I said, you know whose defense is really good? The Denver Broncos. You know who already has a good cornerback one, a good safety, good edge rushers? The Denver Broncos. You know who might get picked on the other side and have opportunities for interceptions? Pat Surtain. I think this is a guy that's going to be on a good defense that is put into a position where he can get stats, because that's what people are going to be looking at. Like Micah Parsons might have a huge impact on other guys. He might get a bunch of tackles, but like the forced fumbles, the fumble recoveries, the interceptions, such a hard chance for him to get those, whereas Surtain might be in that position where he could scoop up 5-6 interceptions in year one already. And I think at 12 plus 1,200, you should put that one in right now.
Sold one. No, I don't like cornerbacks in the rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year.
All right, up to you.
Option at all. Where do you play football?
Shutting me right now.
Where do you play football?
In like my how do I want to word this? In like my adopted second college football team.
Which you should hate more than anybody. It doesn't make any sense.
I know, it's sad. All right, well, we got to wrap this up because we got some beers to drink. We got a fantasy football party to attend. We got to get this thing uploaded so that you non-live listeners can check it out. Before I go, once again, if you want to win one of these T-shirts, Loaded Box, give us our Super Bowl predictions. Okay. I didn't have a stroke. I'm fine.
Froze there.
I didn't freeze. That was the internet. Just give us a message as to who we both had as our Super Bowl winners. Slide into that DM. You might get a surprise from DJ.
I'll send you a surprise.
Do that. Get entered to win that way. We're available on, obviously, Twitter at Loaded Box. Our website is loadedboxpodcast.com. If you have a fantasy draft upcoming yet, our fantasy rankings have been updated, not DJ's, but me and Ryan.
Those are good, though. They were good.
They were already good. They were already good.
I didn't need to update them. They were the exact same as what they were.
One last thing I got to hype up before we start boozing again.
Stopped.
Right. I got a beer over
Before we continue boozing more.
Before we continue boozing more. So next week, we'll be doing our gambling preview for week 1. So
Hands off.
It's kind of like the transition from the fantasy episodes to the gambling episodes. So
but if you're watching me, you're still fulfilling your fantasy. yeah, ladies.
You should. He keeps raising this thing up. It's pretty unbelievable what he's doing down here. It's like a teeter-totter down here. So make sure you tune back in from that. That's when we'll announce the winner of the T-shirt as well. So DJ, besides us just straight up boozing and drafting, any last pieces of advice or words before we end this?
No, let's fucking move on.
Let's move on.